Thank you, Your Majesty. I would like to thank the joint faculties of Harvard, Yale, and the Kanye West Online School of Business Administration for awarding me this honorary doctorate in interpretive economics and quantum hip-hop. I would also like to thank them in advance for validating my parking. Aristotle once said something profound about education, which I have since forgotten, just as I forgot to wear pants here today. In summation, let's all try and hit that goose with our hats. Hi, I'm Andrew Heaton, and you're watching EconPop, the show that swan dives into the pool of popular culture and emerges glistening with economics. Ah, college. A magical time when you learn new fields of knowledge, make lifelong friends, and wake up in new and interesting locations.
Shake it up, baby! Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on now, work it all out.
Yes, last month was indeed crazy, and I've been asked never to return to Purdue. But the experience and lengthy legal documents my attorney insists I read have compelled me to ponder the meaning of education.
I said it once, and I say it again. I don't care how rich or successful a man is, if he don't got an education, he's got a nothing.
I tried, Pop. I can't do it.
Then try harder.
In Back to School, Rodney Dangerfield likewise contemplates the value of a college education. Already an established businessman, Dangerfield enrolls at Grand Lakes University in order to bond with his son, win a diving competition, and seduce an English professor. But are there other reasons to go to school? Many economists believe there are. Even economists who are not currently members of a university faculty or a competitive diving team. Along with professional training in physical health, education is one of the most important investments you can make in your human capital. Human capital is basically the sum total of your non-material assets, your ability to produce economic value. Here I'd like to clarify, I don't mean value in terms of organs. Black market kidneys are actually quite a lot more valuable than a history degree. No, I mean the value of your knowledge, skills, health, and creativity. Carpentry, graphic design, rocket surgery, these are all skills which might contribute to your overall store of human capital. The idea of human capital might seem obvious, but in fact, no one really espoused the notion until Gary Becker in the 1960s. Even today, many economists say the value of a college degree isn't the human capital it affords, but rather signaling. A college degree, according to their estimation, acts like a secret signal to rich or educated people that you're part of their clique, and they should give you a job. There's some credibility to this. My master's degree is basically a very expensive coaster that says, "I'm smart" in Latin. Signaling aside, human capital is incredibly important. If the United States went bankrupt tomorrow, as terrible as that would be for me personally, our nation would still have an abundance of human capital. Architects would still know how to erect buildings, surgeons would know how to save lives, and ninjas would retain their martial prowess. You can repossess a car, but you can never repossess knowledge. Well, technically you can, but it involves incredible head trauma, and no licensed repo man would resort to the tactic outside of New Jersey. Of course, formal education is not the only way to invest in human capital. Vocational schools teach practical skills, apprenticeships train people for jobs, and you can even cobble together your own education through podcasts and something called a library. A recurrent issue in the film is the idea of academia versus applied experience. Rodney Dangerfield's character continually butts heads with a stodgy British business professor who knows only business in a theoretical capacity.
Oh, you left out a bunch of stuff.
Oh, really? Like what, for instance?
Well, first of all, you're going to have to grease the local politicians for the sudden zoning problems that always come up. Then there's the kickbacks to the carpenters. And if you plan on using any cement in this building, I'm sure the Teamsters like to have a little chat with you, and that'll cost you. Oh, and don't forget a little something for the building inspectors. Then there's a long-term cost, such as waste disposal. I don't know if you're familiar with who runs that business, but I assure you it's not the Boy Scouts.
Conversely, Dangerfield's vocabulary is mostly limited to zingy one-liners, but he clearly knows how to launch and operate a business beyond the insulated cocoon, which is a college campus.
We feel you should sell.
No, hold it for one more year. Take the depreciation, then transfer title to the California Corporation. Show it as a capital gain. We should do great.
As important as education is to human capital, academia does operate differently than most other industries, or, as many of us call it, real life. Most people in academia are very rational, very intelligent, methodical, and highly risk-averse, whereas risk-taking is the lifeblood of entrepreneurs and new industries. It's the quality which allows Dangerfield to earn enough money to endow a business school at his college. At universities like Grand Lakes, students and even professors are rewarded for how intelligent they are, not for producing value. High schools select their valedictorian based on a GPA, not on how many clubs the student founded or how much money I made scalping tickets at our football games. Most professors aren't evaluated based on the performance or ultimate success of their students, but rather advancing their careers through seniority or publishing articles in academic journals I've never heard of. Thus, academia, while furnishing us with many of the intellectual and vocational skills which enable us to get good jobs, fosters a mindset often at odds with the sorts of people who create jobs. It's perhaps frustration at this system which compelled Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, Ralph Lauren, and a host of billionaire teenagers who invented pen and interest or some other thing to drop out of college and become exorbitantly wealthy.
Well, you never went to college. Look how great you're doing.
Jason, I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't care how rich, successful a man is. Without an education, he's nothing.
Should you drop out? Probably not. But if you have an entrepreneurial streak, brilliant ideas, patents pending, and a healthy supply of diesel-grade coffee, you might. Or maybe you should skip a well-rounded university education to get a vocational degree in welding or occupational therapy, both of which pretty much guarantee you stable employment. We're about to be pummeled by a tsunami of old people, so jobs helping seniors cheat death are going to be plentiful. However, if your game plan is to drop out of college to play World of Warcraft full-time or try to become an internet celebrity, you should best slog through your coursework and keep investing in that human capital of yours. And if you try to displace me as an internet celebrity, I will crush you. www.mightyheaton.com. Rodney Dangerfield sticks with it in the film. When faced with harrowing odds, he knuckles down, hits the books, passes his exams, and graduates. And if none of this works out for you, move back in with your parents. Let them worry about it. And now it's time for nobody's favorite part of the show, Subjective Value, where we invite a dead economist to weigh in on the film. Today, Gary Becker.
Hello, Andrew, and thank you for having me. I am so glad that you brought up human organs. As you know, I have a passion for human organs. In my paper, Introducing Incentives in the Market for Live and Cadaveric Organ Donations, I posited a theory that free markets could help solve the problem of organ scarcity.
You don't say.
Well, I am very excited to announce that just this week, I have put my plan into action.
Get out.
Unfortunately, I haven't yet found a hospital or medical organization to partner with. Do you, Andrew, know where I can store 30 gallbladders? Because my car is starting to smell. 5 stars.
Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're looking for more information on human capital and the economics of back to school, you can download the EconPop podcast with Steve Horwitz, Paul Cantor, and myself, available on iTunes.